On a cold night, outside the royal castle of Elsinore in Denmark, two guards, Bernardo and Marcellus, are shocked when they see a ghost. It looks exactly like the late King Hamlet, who recently died. Worried and confused, they tell their friend Horatio, Prince Hamlet's loyal companion. Horatio joins them the next night and also sees the ghost. It does not speak, but he is convinced it is the spirit of the dead king. They decide to tell young Prince Hamlet immediately. Prince Hamlet, still mourning his father's sudden death, is also disturbed by his mother Queen Gertrude's quick marriage to his uncle Claudius, who has now taken the throne. Hamlet feels deeply betrayed and lost. That night, Hamlet meets the ghost himself. It finally speaks, revealing a dark secret. Claudius murdered King Hamlet by pouring poison into his ear while he slept. The ghost commands Hamlet to seek revenge, but not to harm Queen Gertrude. Hamlet is shaken. He promises to obey the ghost, but decides to act mad so he can investigate Claudius without suspicion. He begins behaving strangely, talking in riddles, acting depressed, and isolating himself. Claudius and Gertrude grow concerned about Hamlet's behavior. They invite two of Hamlet's childhood friends, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, to find out what is troubling him. Hamlet quickly realizes they are spying on him for the king. Polonius, the king's advisor, believes Hamlet has gone mad from his love for Ophelia, Polonius's daughter. He shares this theory with Claudius, and they decide to observe Hamlet secretly while he talks to Ophelia. In that conversation, Hamlet tells Ophelia that he never loved her and that she should go to a nunnery. In truth, he's trying to protect her from being caught in the web of revenge and madness. Ophelia is heartbroken and confused. Hamlet grows more convinced of Claudius's guilt, but wants proof. He arranges a play for the court that mirrors his father's murder. A king is poisoned by his brother. Hamlet watches Claudius closely during the performance. When Claudius sees the scene of poisoning, he panics and rushes out. Hamlet is now sure that Claudius is guilty. He feels the time to act is near, but still struggles with the idea of killing. After the play, Claudius tries to pray, feeling guilt for his crime. Hamlet finds him alone and thinks of killing him, but holds back. He doesn't want to send Claudius's soul to heaven while praying. He wants true justice. Later, Hamlet visits his mother to confront her. While they argue, Hamlet hears someone behind a curtain and, thinking it's Claudius spying, stabs the person. It is Polonius. Gertrude is horrified. Hamlet then tells her everything about Claudius's crime. The ghost appears again, visible only to Hamlet, reminding him to stay focused. Gertrude, seeing Hamlet speak to nothing, believes her son is truly mad. Hamlet is sent away to England by Claudius, who secretly plans for Hamlet to be killed there. While Hamlet is away, Ophelia loses her mind from grief over her father's death and Hamlet's rejection. She sings sad songs, acts strangely, and eventually drowns in a river. It's unclear whether it was an accident or suicide. Laertes, Ophelia's brother, returns to Denmark furious. He blames Hamlet for everything. Claudius, fearing Hamlet's return, uses Laertes' anger to plot Hamlet's death. They plan a fencing duel, but Laertes' sword will be secretly poisoned. Claudius also prepares a poisoned drink for Hamlet in case the sword plan fails. Meanwhile, Hamlet escapes the death plot in England and returns home, more mature and ready to face his fate. Hamlet visits a graveyard and finds a gravedigger digging Ophelia's grave. He is devastated to learn of her death. Laertes is also there, and the two young men fight in grief and anger at her gravesite. At the duel, Claudius acts kind and innocent. The duel begins, and Laertes wounds Hamlet with the poisoned blade. In the struggle, their swords are switched, and Hamlet wounds Laertes too. Meanwhile, Queen Gertrude drinks the poisoned wine meant for Hamlet and dies. As Laertes dies, he confesses the truth about the poisoned sword and Claudius's plot. Hamlet, filled with rage, stabs Claudius with the poisoned sword and forces him to drink the remaining poison. Claudius dies painfully. Dying, Hamlet tells Horatio to stay alive and tell the true story to the world. As Hamlet lies on the cold floor, poisoned and bleeding from the duel, his breath grows heavy. Horatio rushes to him, tears in his eyes. "I'll drink the poison too," Horatio says, wanting to die with his friend. But Hamlet, weak but firm, stops him. "No, Horatio," he whispers, "if you ever loved me, live, tell my story." His voice fades as he makes his last request, to share the truth with the world. Moments before dying, Hamlet finds the strength to stab King Claudius and force the poison into his mouth. Claudius dies, finally punished for his crimes. Hamlet takes one last breath and goes still, his eyes full of sadness and peace. Fortinbras, a prince from another land, arrives and sees the tragedy. He promises to honor Hamlet with a soldier's funeral. In that quiet castle, as light breaks through the windows, the kingdom loses its prince, but gains the truth. And there, at the end, the throne stands empty, a silent reminder of the price paid for revenge and justice.